Here. He finally here, and his name is Veer.
Yeah.
I hold time out. I know we're not ending the show talking about beer.
Hey man, that's a big story, man. I thought that man was lost. I was concerned.
We need to talk about the triumphant return of Stone Cold Steve Austin.
We
And
did. Oh, we really didn't get
we
into it.
we we
Yeah,
tapped on it, but
we did.
goodness gracious, we can't. I'm glad Veer showed up. Don't get me wrong, but come on, man.
I
We're
thought-
just as bad as WWE with all those promos for 6 months, and then he just shows up and beats up the Mysterios and stuff like that, and be like, oh, we ain't gonna finish. We got to finish the show with Austin KO.
Wait, well, there you go. That's what we had to say about Veer. You happy he showed up?
We're gonna give him as much energy as they gave
Absolutely.
us when he showed up.
Oh man, but yeah, Austin's return, man. I
Stone
mean,
Cold Steve Austin. Let's talk about him this weekend because he was advertised for Saturday to be on the Kevin Owens show. Turned into a full-fledged match. You know, one thing I remember watching, and I said, okay, depending on how Austin comes down to the ring will determine the level of seriousness of the quote-unquote match they're going to have.
yeah.
Mhm.
He comes out in the ring, fresh Austin 316 shirt, old school tight jean shorts, and his knee braces on with his wrist tape, and he looked pretty jacked. I said, uh-oh. He's
So
he's at least going to get physical.
I looked at my boy. I said, he got his knee braces on. He got his knee braces on.
So then you say to yourself, because I was waiting to see if he's going to come out with trunks and a vest on. I say, okay, he's going to get active if I see him come out here with this trunk and vest on. So I'm waiting. He gets in the ring, they talk a little bit, and Kevin Owens goes, "Oh yeah, let's check this out. I didn't come out here. I figured he was gonna get a couple of punches in the face and a stunner." They ring the bell, and I'm like, "Well, why? How do you make this look like it makes sense?" Like Bret Hart and Vince McMahon tried to do it a couple of years ago, right?
Yeah.
And they were trying to get Bret Hart to at least put the gear on, like put your gear on and just throw your t-shirt over your gear. And Vince and Bret was just against it because he's like, "Well, I don't want to wear old stuff and I look different in it, and I want them to remember me the way it was, in my prime." So, Bret Hart walked around there with jeans shorts and a backwards hat for like, a month and a half beefing with Vince. And they had their moment, which was very special. But you know what I mean? In my mind, as a Bret Hart fan, I just kind of wanted more for it to end that way, right?
Yep.
Mhm.
Because Bret Hart was kind of retired. And I thought it was a good gesture for him to have a small United States title run the last minute and kind of have a match without him having to take any bumps because, concussion stuff like that. So you see Austin come out and they ring the bell and they say it's no hold bar. I said, oh,
Here we go.
they're about to put on a show.
Mm-hmm.
And just a masterful skill set of Kevin Owens. Never once did I ever feel like what he did was over the top or exaggerated. He looked
Right.
like he made Stone Cold Steve Austin look like Steve Austin again after 19 years. And that is no small feat. Like
They gave this man 15 minutes almost.
that was it was a full like it was a full match. Like I expected what happened on night 2 to be the kind of the extent of his involvement.
Exactly.
Come
Yeah.
out, stun people, have a couple of Steve Weisers, broken skull IPAs all over the place, and call it a night. But they had a full match. They went in the audience. They went out of the audience. I mean, they were flipping. They were going up and down, and they told a full story. And I said, "Yo, that was a great match. Like that's one of the best no holds bars matches I've seen, and it looked legitimate. And it looked like Owens was trying to do too much, and he made Stone Cold Steve Austin look like he went back 19 years because
Yeah.
the setting was right, the occasion was right. It just made sense. And I couldn't believe how well they worked together. I said, Kevin Owens is going to cry when he gets in that back because he did something
Man.
so special for like he allowed Stone Cold Steve Austin to end his career in the same place that he started in Dallas on his own terms, like that level of closure. And then they performed, like they closed the show.
Right.
That was the main event of the show. They didn't want to advertise that which is smart because you don't want it to be a letdown just in case it doesn't come off the right way. But that closed the show. That's a big
Exactly.
deal in front of 77,000+ people. I mean, it was all the subtle things like Owens trying to run away. Owens tried to run away on the ATV, the 4-wheeler, on the quad. He couldn't even get it started. And then Austin throws him on and then drives him up the ramp. He looks so scared for his life. The suplexes, the punches, the slams, and then of course the eventual stunner. I was like, man, I couldn't be more happy for a guy like Stone Cold Steve Austin to end his career the way he wanted to. And I mean, we all know the documented history of Kevin Owens and his love affair and infatuation with Stone Cold Steve Austin. I remember all of us being at Duburn's Arena when Ring of Honor, we kept saying, man, Kevin Owens is like the Stone Cold Steve Austin Ring of Honor right now.
Straight up. Yep.
He's kind of off collar. Like Ring of Honor, the champion at the time was Davey Richards.
Davey Richards, right? Yeah.
You know, and he was kind of straight cut wrestler, just phenomenal in the ring. Like there's not too many people that could touch Davey Richards in that square circle. Like I'm saying that on like as a fact, right? And then here you have Owens that did not look the part. You know, his attitude was different, his language was different, and here he is beefing with an authority figure. We're like, man, this guy gives off Stone Cold vibes. You know, and it was based on some real situations, because we all know that he's made it very clear. James E. Cornette was not a fan of Kevin Owens. You know, he didn't think he had to look. You know, Jim is very traditional, and he misses his version of wrestling. You know what I mean? Understandably so.
Yeah, he do. He missed it bad too.
So Kevin Owens made it clear, you're never going to be a big star. Look at you, and you know, he always gave us Stone Cold vibes, and then even eventually getting to use the Stone Cold Stunner, right? Or the Stunner. You know, we got permission to use it, and we're like, man, this guy will never be Stone Cold, but he looks like somebody who's obsessed with Stone Cold, the same way Cody Rhodes is obsessed with Triple H. You know what I mean? And we don't get a chance to see that with the Triple H right now. You know, but we got a chance to see that with a Kevin Owens and a Stone Cold Steve Austin, and he didn't like. It's very rare you have the opportunity to see your hero as your hero. We saw Hogan wrestle 1,000 times, and it's probably last 5, 6, 7, 8 matches he probably shouldn't have been wrestling.
Yeah,
and I'm talking like his bouts in TNA with Ric Flair and stuff like that. Like that was those, you know what I mean?
You ain't gotta be so extra here.
I'm just saying.
So to be able to see that and experience that, like as the kid in 4th, 5th grade, 6th grade, 7th grade, like I got a chance to see Stone Cold Steve Austin perform one more time, and I was like, man, like you can't get a better birthday present than this.
Look, I sent it to my cousin Akeisha. I sent her the video. I said, I know, because like growing up, like she was a huge Stone Cold fan, you know, Attitude Era. So she was like, oh, thank you so much. You know, I love him. Did they change the NXT World Belt too?
Yeah,
they added some color to it, like they did with the women's title.
Yeah,
that's what I thought. Yeah. Me and Brandon kept saying that was coming because of the prices.
Sure, yep.
The prices drop,
yeah.
But man, I got instant goosebumps, man. I'm not gonna lie, the chills, man, they just hit me.
I mean, it was special, man. Like
think
about it. We old, bro. Like in wrestling years, we old. Like maybe not in like real life years, but in wrestling years, like we've been watching this stuff a long time. It's not many opportunities and moments that give us that same feeling. And we're older now not because of our age, but we've seen everything. You ain't gonna pull no wool over our eyes. That's why I say you're not gonna convince me something's great, because I've seen what greatness looks like. Right. So like that's why I don't always get along with other wrestling promotions, because they swear they're everything, and I'm like, no, I've seen everything before. Like you're not gonna convince me what you're doing is great when I've seen what great looks like. You're not gonna tell me, and that's why I'm very critical with certain stuff. I'm like, yo, you're not gonna convince me this is the greatest thing. I know what great looks like. I'm gonna say it again, right? And to be at this point of our wrestling fandom, at this point in our lives, and say, man, I've had that feeling, like you said, to say, yo, I just got chills. Come on, man, we watching television, and y'all giving us those type of moments in this crazy world with all the stuff going on these days. Come on, man, it makes you appreciate what Vince has always felt professional wrestling should be.
Yeah,
feel good moments that you can build on, moments that draw, moments that last a lifetime, moments that live in our heads rent free. Because WrestleMania, for the first time in a long time, and I'm gonna drop the mic on this, it made me forget about everything else in professional wrestling that was going on. And that's a very rare thing to do, because they gave me two, like I finished night 1 and said, I can't wait to come back tomorrow night.
Right.
Yep.
And I was like, man, this, you know, I didn't know how I felt about the whole WrestleMania being on 2 nights. I said, oh no, this is a thing, man. We got to keep this up.
I love it.
You know, we got to keep this up. But man, I couldn't be more grateful for what they gave us. You know, even, I know we didn't talk about it too much, but you know, Johnny Knoxville, you know, and his crew versus Sami Zayn. These guys, Sami Zayn if he can make Johnny Knoxville entertaining First of all, Johnny Knoxville. Anybody that watched Johnny Knoxville 9th Generation grew up on his content and what he's given us. It was hilarious. He made me go back in time. Like I felt like it was 99, 2000, 2001, all over. And I was like, man, like I really got this show mixed in with WrestleMania. Like that's what it felt like. Like I feel like I got a chance to watch him do what he does live instead of on MTV or MTV2. And I was like, man, Sami Zayn is that good that he could take a joke match or a match that's meant just to be fun, and he gave us the break we needed that night. And it kept us on our feet. And it was one of the best matches on the card. Not because of what he did in the ring and stuff. It was entertaining. That's what it was meant to be. They didn't just give us a fluff match where you say, okay, bathroom break match. We always crack jokes about bathroom break matches, right?
Right.
They didn't give us that because they said we want you to enjoy the entire show, and you may need a break for some of the action. So let's give you something a little more lighthearted that you can enjoy. Wee Man body slamming Sami Zayn.
Right.
Come on, man. Wee Man is a beloved pop culture icon based off his work.
Yep.
And he sat. First of all, he came out the bottom of the ring. He put the paws on Sami Zayn, and then he gets in and he body slam. I said, come on, man. This is everything that it's supposed to be. It's fun. It's enjoyable. It's going to be something that we talk about. Guys like Sami Zayn, guys like Kevin Owens, guys like Seth Rollins, guys like Roman Reigns, guys like Austin Theory. These guys, you know what I mean? AJ Styles, Edge, like these guys are really leading the way. Right? I mean, we have a mix of older guys, middle-aged guys, and even some young talent in the Braun Breakers, in the Austin Theories. You know what I mean? And you know, and even the Liv Morgans, like, you know, the Rhea Ripleys. You know what I mean? It's like, man, we got so much talent that's getting their fair shake now. You know what I mean? On top of established vets and money makers like your Charlotte Flair and Ronda Rousey. You know what I mean? Like you just put all that
Sasha
in one.
Banks.
Sasha freaking Banks, like one of the biggest crossover stars in the company. Bianca Belair just skyrocketing.
Yep.
Skyrocketing. You know what I mean? And you shoved all
Naomi getting that rejuvenation with being with Sasha.
Right.
Naomi holding it down for the sisters because she's getting a career revival. You know, Natalya still being able to be involved in Mania with Shayna because they're both older. Shayna Baszler is 41 years old. You know what I mean? Still being able to have those moments, still being able to work. And you put all that stuff into a weekend, and now you want to convince me that I'm supposed to that is another wrestling company out here that can give me that moment, even if it's just for a weekend.
No, my friend.
By all means, tell me where it's at because I want to enjoy it.
I don't know, but I say this: I was in the WWE bubble for the most part in Dallas, and I wasn't upset. You know, probably
that's usually not the case with you when you go to Mania.
Yeah, you're right. You know,
you're usually hitting stuff at least two shows that week outside of WWE, outside of a few autograph signings, a con. You're gonna do a con, an autograph signing, probably 2 shows, and then Access, and then Mania. That's usually somewhere, you know, give or take.
That's exactly what you're
give or take.
Yeah, you know, but yeah, I was pretty much in the bubble, you know, between, you know, obviously working, but doing I mean, I was the Access. Now it's the Access Superstore, so you got to pay like $10 to get in and to the store, but then you got to pay like either $20 to do the ramp or $20 to do the Undertaker's thing. So
Like
that part's
fundraiser.
kind of that part's kind of annoying. But you know, I was working, so I ain't had to do none of that. But it was cool to be there and you know record those interviews. You know, Kevin Owens on MacMania, he flips off Evan's hat and everybody's hat. You know, like their Cowboys hat. He's like, "Get this out of here!" And he throws it, and I'm like, "Oh man, he just threw the hats away." And the fans gave him back. You know, but getting the ring, that was pretty cool. But I didn't miss nothing. You know, and shout out to all those people who work hard. You know, like I mentioned Stephen Michael earlier. That dude, he was like, I said it was day 2 of WrestleMania. I said, "Yo, what time you going to the arena?" "Man, I ain't going to the 6, man. I'm tired." I said, You got that wrestling hangover. You know,
there it is.
Yep.
There it
Hit
is.
that wall. Hit that rookie wall.
Yeah, that rookie wall. He was at Impact and he was at ROH. No, I don't think he went to ROH. He went to Impact in Japan, MLW, Stand and Deliver, and all that. I'm like, you go ahead if you want. And then obviously, like I said, Wally Mania. That's where I saw the people I needed to see. You know, all the indie superstars. I saw them there. Now, not saying I didn't want to go to the indie stuff. It's just wasn't enough time in the day.
Wasn't in the schedule. Yeah, I could imagine.
So,
It's
but
not going on.
shout out to Eric Bischoff. I showed him the video in person, and told him appreciate it. He said, "Man, I appreciate y'all doing that." And I said, "Thank you." So it's like validated, buddy.
Man, that video will always go down in history because
Hey, I was
it was
about to
us.
say,
It was us three, yo. It was the brotherhood. We were in there all night getting that thing done. Like what time we get out of? What, 2 in the morning?
yeah,
Yeah,
it was
Something like
late,
that.
2:30.
man. It was I was tired, man. I ain't gonna lie.
2:30 in the morning.
And
Right.
it was just one of those things. You know what I mean? Like I said, that's a special moment for us as a group. You know what I mean? As us brothers, like with a brotherhood. If anybody knows us, like just like the NWO had the Wolfpack, Wrestle, that's who we are, all three of us, and then we just were also known as a brotherhood.
Funny story. I'm with Brother Fam at it was either at their house or it was at the Omni. And we was talking about the Wrestle. He said, I ain't never seen the real Dwayne Allen. Never seen him.
I gotta change that. Don't worry.
and even Steven said the same thing. He said, I've never met the guy. I said, yeah, he always said, never met the kid. And I was like, everybody was saying that all weekend, even those wrestler girls. They was like, yeah, we never met Dwayne. I said, yeah, the Super Show is coming. It's gonna be epic. And he's like, yeah, we gotta make it happen. Well, all 5 of us. But I was like, yeah, nobody's never seen this guy.
No, it's like it's one of those things. I've been in life. In life, I've been in transition. I've never been to none of the community events.
Yo,
like nobody's ever met me. And I'm like, you know what? I need to step back
thing,
like Michael Jackson in 1984 because that guy didn't do interviews and he didn't do anything. He never showed up.
The last thing you did was BlurCon, and nobody see you since.
Yeah, that was almost 3 years ago.
That was 2017.
Going on 3 years ago. Yeah. Oh gosh. Don't worry. It's
2018. I'm sorry.
Don't worry. I will make my public return. Like I know it's important to the brand and what we're trying to do and stuff like that.
Gracious,
so
we gotta get you out.
Right, man. They called it for you, bro.
Listen, it's been a crazy couple of years. Like I can write a book. I'm not sure if anybody will read it, but
I read it.
Yeah. Well, see, that's why you guys are good brothers.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But yeah, man,
this is so funny because that was the vibe. It was like, yeah, we've never seen him. Was Dwayne coming? No.
Well, like when I show up, I gotta show up in like full realness mode. Just like, okay, so I wonder if anybody's gonna recognize me.
Oh, please.
First of all, I'm gonna stand 6'8" over everybody.
But I'm gonna document the whole thing.
It would have been funny.
Listen, you have to though.
Right.
No, I'm just thinking what would have been funny is you showing up at Wally Mania and everybody like, oh, and then here comes Omos.
Right.
Like, oh.
Yo, this dude was towering over people. And I was like, oh, he's really here. like, yo, like he was a cool dude. He was sitting there ready to party. He was partying. But I was like, freaking Omos is in the building. He can't be discreet.
Right. Like there's no sneaking that guy in the back door.
Man, I saw that picture you sent, bro. I looked at his hand. I said, man, his hand is about as big as your head, bro.
Yeah, that dude's a giant.
Gosh.
You're talking a giant.
Oh, hell no. Hold on, yo.
Uh-oh. What do you got to go back and look at it?
No, I'm gonna share this. Freaking Ron Hunt, yo.
Here we go.
Hold on, let me see if I can. We're gonna put this on the air.
Uh-oh.
This is Now I ain't watched the whole thing yet, so
we should have ended the show 10 minutes ago.
You should have, but you didn't. Because let's see, yeah, share tab audio.
Yo, stop.
Hey, stop.
It's a rare condition.
Hey.
This is from Wally Mania.
Love and tradition of the grand design. Some people say it's even harder to find.
That's unreal, yo.
There must be some magic clue inside these gentle walls. 'Cause all I see.
Hey.
Oh man.
Hey, yo, why would he do that? It's so fitting though. It makes sense.
It is.
Yeah. I was like, I definitely just ran this on air.
That's hilarious. Shout out to Ron Hunt. We talking about video work. That was good stuff.
Oh man, but yeah, that was hilarious. Oh boy. Yeah, I was like, wait a minute, what was this? This was early. I'm glad I wasn't in this one. I was already on the floor because I got there before Shane Taylor's promotions. And I remember seeing because that's the first time I seen Ron in person. We talk all the time. I was like, hey, what's up, bro? Nice to finally meet you. Oh boy, yeah, even saw Street Profits there early. But yeah,
oh yeah, you did say you were there.
Yeah, that was fun. But yeah, let's get out of here because I got stories that can't be on the air.
Yeah, man. Listen, before we go, man, definitely shout out to Brian H. Waters, man. You did a heck of a job. Your
thank you.
First one really working and grinding out WrestleMania, man. That's if anybody that knows you, man, that's like you living a dream right now. Of course, there's always, there's always levels to kind of elevate to, man. But for this to be one of the first real steps, man, it's like, man, it's a testament to who you are as an individual, and you know what I mean, just the push. Like you talking about a guy who used to get made fun of for this kind of stuff. Now he's getting paid to do it.
Hey,
like if there was 2 words for you, you know, like come on, man. Like we come from that cloth. Like all 3 of us are cut from that cloth. Like the same stuff. People go, oh, that's cute. Like, okay, count that money. That's cute, ain't it? And that's the doors that we're knocking on now. So
we heard a lot of F words over the years, man.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, big time. So congratulations, brother.
Appreciate you.